How's it going, everybody? Got a little bit of a scenery change compared to last time working on this thing. We are now at my house, not at the workshop. So a little bit less room, but we'll make it work. So since you guys last seen this thing, all that's happened is I've put a custom fuel system on it, including a custom fuel cell on the tray, which I'll show you in a second. And I hammered the rear brake line flat and crimped it with a pair of side cutters because it was leaking. And then I got the front brakes to work by putting fluid in it, and that was it. I didn't even open a bleeder and the front brakes worked. So yeah, that was nice and easy. But yeah, so this is the fully custom fuel cell with the custom install with the fan belts screwing it down, little clicky clacky pump underneath on the key, and everything works like a treat. So today we're just gonna clean her out in here so it's, you know, not a freaking biohazard every time you sit in it, and clean this tray off a bit and, you know, get it looking presentable. So as you guys know, this thing is feral inside. These seats, you know, they're just, I had a plastic seat cover on it to protect me. So we'll get to cleaning, get this as clean as we can. We'll see how bad these floors really are, and then we'll make a plan. So it's a little bit cleaner. She still needs probably a pressure wash in there, but so now we'll clean that side out. As you can see already, this side is much worse than that side, but we'll clean it out and see how it goes. As you can see, the passenger side is in far better condition than the driver's side, both the seat and the floor. Now, that is pretty normal on old stuff. The driver's side obviously gets more wear and tear. You know, paint gets worn off, seat gets worn down. So I'm not really surprised by that. But yeah, this side's significantly rustier, but we'll sort that out. Don't you worry. Alright, we're back here the next day. I got distracted yesterday afternoon. But yeah, same plan. We're going to pressure wash the inside out and then make the floors and inside look a little bit more pretty than what they currently do. And I'm still on the fence as to whether I want to wash all this off the outside of it. I don't know. I'm starting to think that I do. What do you reckon? I don't know. I'm still on the fence. We'll see. So now you can really see this floor here. It's got a couple of little, you know, ventilation holes, speed holes. That floor over there, that looks like brand new. There ain't a single hole in that floor that's not meant to be there. So I'm, you know, pretty happy with that. So we'll dry this out somehow. Maybe I'll get the air blower into it and blow her out. Let it dry while we do the tray. We're basically just going to clean it off and maybe pressure wash a little bit of it, see if it, you know, has any life left in it. I've decided we're going to go straight for the pressure washer and just blow all this shit off. Now, I'm sure if you wanted to spend hours, you know, sanding, I guess, taking the top off this timber, it'd actually come back to life a little bit. When I was drilling the little screws in to the timber up there, you know, the timber was still rock solid, like it was actually good wood still. I figured it'd all be rotted, but it was actually pretty good. So, you know, pristine, clean tray with one custom fuel cell, which is Nelly scented. So now we'll dry that inside out. Once that's dry, might give it a lick of paint in there. While we're waiting for that interior to dry, we may as well wash the engine bay out. What we have here for soap today is, you know, a definitely recommended car wash product. Sure, my missus is gonna love me for using the dish soap. Anywho, that's all I've got. So let's see how this goes. As you can see, it looks magnificent now. I mean, the engine looks pretty good. The rest of it, you know, might leave a little bit desired, but looks a damn sight better than it did. Actually, you know, it still surprises me to see how little rust most of the car is, if you ignore the pillars and the sills. Other than that, it's basically rust free. It's, you know, beautiful. So, if you close your eyes and squint a little bit. So I'm sure many of you are wondering why I'm either bothering to take the time with something like this that ain't ever going to see the road again. And, well, I think it's pretty cool and unique. And, you know, even though it may never see the road again, it can go to, you know, car shows and be shown off as a piece of unique Australian history. You know, someone needed a ute, a trayback ute, and they had a sedan. So what'd they do? Just move the back off, put a tray on it, you know, now we've got a ute. So even though it may never go on the road again, it's one cool bit of gear. I really like it. I wish that the pillars and the sills weren't, you know, as rusty as they are, so that there might be a chance of getting it on the road. But they're just so far gone that there's no way. But I love it. And, you know, you could use it as yard art, but I think that's a bit hard on the old girl because it still runs, it still drives, the brakes work, the lights work, the wipers work. Literally the only thing that's, you know, a big red flag is those sills and pillars, which I don't know if I've actually properly shown, but, you know, you can see daylight through that pillar, and the sill is, you know, not really there anymore. But again, that side fared much better. It's significantly better than this side, but you know, you can't win them all, I suppose. Might actually start her up and just dry everything out before, you know, water gets in places where it shouldn't. Need a battery. Still runs beautiful. Actually, I tell a lie. Before I said the only things I did were put the fuel tank in it and crimp the rear brake line. I tell a lie. I actually serviced it too. Put fresh oil and oil filter in it. You know, the old oil was pretty horrific. I'd never smelt oil that actually smelt that bad. I didn't know it was possible, but anyway, it's got fresh oil in it now. Beautiful, plenty of oil pressure. Beautiful. What a weapon. I found this out the other day. Our rear spotlight works. I was looking for a switch to steal for the fuel pump, and found that dog actually works. Look at that. Look at our big work light, tray work light, you know. Beautiful. So I've had it running for about 5 minutes now. This thing, the more it runs, the better it gets. Obviously, you know, after sitting around for so long, it's probably got a couple of sticky rings, some gummed up valves. The more heat cycles it gets through it, the better it's getting. It's honestly amazing how well it runs, considering we've done nothing except the carving. Other than that, well, and the water pump, but that doesn't affect it running. But look at it, listen to it. It's beautiful. What more could you ask for? What a peach. That tyre keeps going flat, which is annoying, but you get that. I think there's stuff in the bead. I don't know. Right, I'm sick of waiting. So we're gonna air blow the inside of this thing out. You know, hindsight being one of them wonderful things, I probably should have air blowed it out before I pressure washed it to get the rest of the loose stuff out. Anyway, you get that. Let's blow her out, get it dry. Alright, I think we're dry enough now that we can tard this up a little bit. You know, just make it a little bit more presentable. I'm not even worried about the holes anymore. I was going to go liberate some street signs, but you know, I don't care that much anymore. We've got the most enormous can of spray paint, Rust-Oleum turbo can, you know, for that fast spray job. Anyway, we'll get this coloured and go from there. Alrighty, let's see how this stuff goes. Oh. Oh, holy hell. It really is turbo. Holy dooly. Oh no. I guess it works though. You could easily paint a car with these things. That's impressive. The amount of coverage that has is insane. And I mean, it does say that it's got really good coverage. They weren't lying. Look at that. It's like a new car. Tell you what, you burn through the can quick though, it's nearly gone. Alright, we'll let that dry and then we'll come back for a second coat, eh? We may as well. That paint covers like nothing else. It's pretty impressive, really. Oh, we've got a leaf in the paint up there. Oh well. But it's just about dry enough now to give it a second coat. So we might give it a second coat. I don't know. I might still get a street sign. Maybe I'll just stick a floor mat in it. Or maybe I just don't care. So we'll see. We'll just give her another lick of paint. May as well use the rest of this can. And then, yeah, that might be it. That might be it for now. The paint's had a little bit of time to dry now. Look at that. It's like a new car. She's a beaut. Right, I'm gonna put it back in its spot for now. So there you go, guys. It does run, it does drive. I mean, it runs a bit like a haunted shit house, but it does run. It's all that carby. I've actually pulled it apart a second time since I showed you guys. I just think the carby's beyond it. It's got so much throttle shaft play in it that it's not funny. I think that if you put a carby on it, it'd probably run really good. So guys, I'd obviously love to take this thing for a drive down the road, but as you can see, I live in town, might be a little bit red hot. If I do get a chance to get it somewhere where I can go for a drive in it, I will definitely show you. But yeah, we might go for a sneaky drive in it at some stage. I just don't want to lose my license really. But yeah, as you can see, it runs, it drives, the brakes work actually surprisingly well considering it's just the fronts. The interiors come up reasonable other than the Swiss cheese driver's floor. Obviously the best thing about this thing is that engine and gearbox. They both seem extraordinarily healthy. So yeah, let me know what you want to see me do with this thing. Obviously it's at the point where it's too far gone to go on the road ever again, but we might take it to a car show or two, show it off a little bit. It's a bit of history. I don't know what happened there, the phone gimbal just sort of went crazy. Anyway, like I was saying, we might get it to a car show so people can have a look at it before I sell it, but the end goal here is to sell this thing. I just don't have room for more than one little project at a time here, so we'll get rid of this whole girl, we'll get something else in here, we'll do the same thing. I've actually ironed off a XB Falcon wagon at the moment, so if I can sell this thing quick enough, we might get that XB wagon. We'll see. Hopefully the stars align and we can get that thing. It's in much more solid condition than this, but we'll see what happens. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll put a little treat here at the end of this thing doing a burnout from when I brought it up the driveway here. But yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry we didn't get to go for a proper drive in it. I promise that is something that I'm working on, getting somewhere where I can do that sort of stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching guys.